Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Book Brood, and welcome back to another edition of My Category Journey. We are on book number 11, and our featured author this time round was a bit of a cover by, but also, as usual, they were on the Categorically Romance podcast, and so I definitely had to pick up their book. And the book is The Cowgirl Surprise Match by Nina Crespo. I haven't finished the episode yet because they started to talk about the book a little more in depth, and I knew I was already going to read it, so I shut it off. But the parts that I did listen to, Nina just seems like such a sweet and amazing person, and I'm so excited to have them as part of my category journey. Let's get into it. I've actually read chapter 1 and 2. They were pretty quick, and they both focused on Zuri, our heroine, and she is one of 3 owners of a family ranch. So the other owners are sister and her cousin. This is a later book in a series, and so the sister, Rena, and the cousin, Tristan, they have already found love, and it seems like Zuri has done a lot of growing to get to this point. So I'm already actually excited to read the backlist of this and get a glimpse of Zuri as, pre-growth. But what's going on right now is Zuri is very overworked. The first chapter, she's talking to her doctor, and her doctor's like, take it easy. You don't have to take on so much. Like, you have people to help you. You're doing too much. You're going to wear yourself out. You're going to work yourself into an early grave. Which, apparently there's family history of this. So, she, kind of just blows her doctor off. In a meeting about the ranch with the family, just raises her hand to volunteers to plan a wedding for her cousin and his celebrity fiance, and just to avoid the press and everything like that, she's gonna do all the wedding planning and everything because she wants to give them an actual wedding. They were planning on just doing a courthouse quick thing, which is fine if you want that. Lane and I did that, and it was beautiful, and we love it. We have such fond memories of it. But that's not what they want. They want an actual big wedding, and so Zuri wants to give that to them. I'm worried she's going to work herself to death before halfway through this book. No, that's probably not the case because it's a Harlequin. But still, I am very concerned for her. I'm also excited to meet our hero, so I will check in after another chapter or so, depending on the length of them and how much material I get. Welcome back, everyone. I've finished chapter 3, and what happened, Zuri? You and I, we were going to be no coffee buddies, and we were going to have each other's back, and we were going to go through this torture together. But instead, just because someone holds a door for you at a coffee shop doesn't mean you have to just slide in there. Though it did lead to quite the meet cute, which is great. But seriously, he ordered her a replacement for the coffee. Like I said in the tweet, Zuri and I are fighting over him now. So this is where we are in chapter 3. I also like a really cool dynamic. So he is the younger one. So he was in high school sophomore, and she was in college, and she tutored him for, to get him through, so he could play on the football team. I really like the woman being the older one and having to get over that hurdle of seeing the man as the quote unquote child in the situation. So that is really cool, and I'm excited to move on. So I will check in after chapter 4 or so. Hello, everyone. For reasons you get me with a big gaming headset on, but I have finished chapter 4, and we have had some wonderful developments. Zuri and Mace are going to have to work together on the wedding stuff. So him being the sheriff, he has to worry about security with Chloe, who is Tristan's fiance, her being a celebrity and all of that. So Zuri and him are going to have to coordinate, and that means they might as well have dinner. So we are gearing up for a dinner date, and we're just going to call it a date because there's just no beating around the bush here. These two are all about each other, even though they can't admit it, but that's what it is. That's how he's treating it. I will check in when I have some of the juice ready for you. Hello, everyone. I'm back, and should probably explain that it's taken me a little bit longer to work my way through this one because it has just been work. It's the busiest time of the quarter for me, so I'm busy with that as well. We had a whole lost cat situation. Cat has been found, and that is all fine now, but then we've had school stuff, and now we've got sick kids, and so there's been a lot going on here, and it hasn't left much time for reading and vlogging and tweeting and things like that. So I'm doing my best, and everyone's healthy so far. So that's the important part. But let's talk about chapter 6 though. So we have this date over at Mason's house, and he cooked for Zuri and everything, and they had some wine, and it was just what a guy. Zuri, however, was probably about out of gas because she ended up needing to lay on the couch and take some time out. And let me just say, that's a way to end a chapter there. So, wow. I mean, chapter 6, that's fairly early in a book for this kind of thing, but I'm here for it and I'm loving it. What a way to just keep you reading. So I am going to check in after chapter 7 or maybe chapter 8, depending on what kind of hooks are left at the end of these other chapters, and I will see you then. Hello everyone and welcome back. I finished chapter 7, and I'm going to let you in on a little mistake I keep making, and that is, for some reason, I think special edition and heartwarming are somehow synonymous in like expectation of heat level, which doesn't make sense at all when you really think about things. And when I think about things, I know this, but every time I get to a special edition, just that kind of like close family community connectedness that it shares with heartwarming gets me kind of confused. And so I'm not prepared for things like chapter 7. So Nina, she's doing her wind up with her fishing pole for about the first 5 chapters. I mean, it's very entertaining and you love the characters, but she casts at chapter 6, and by the end of chapter 6, she's got you. I mean, the hook's in you, and then chapter 7, she's just like reeling relentlessly, pulling you in, because the events that happen are just fabulous. Maybe I'm just reading the wrong things, but don't happen enough in romance. The fighting the feelings is usually a more common theme than not. And so when it's not there, it's so much fun and it's such a treat. So maybe I don't want to read more of those because then it wouldn't be as special. So I will continue on with chapter 8, and I will check in with you then. All right, I've finished chapter 8, and it just keeps going. The car keeps going faster. The fire keeps burning higher. I mean, it's pretty fantastic if I have to say so myself. Anyway, can't give you any spoilers about anything here because it's magical and it's early enough in the book already. So like, bravo, and where's it going to go from here? We'll have to find out. We're going to find out. So that's about all I've got right there. Is just some gushing and some teeing and oh my god. So I will have to check in after chapter 9. Hello everyone, I finished chapter 10, and I thought this was a fake relationship book, but apparently it's more of a hidden relationship one, which I love the dynamic of that because the couple essentially gets together sooner. So you get to enjoy them enjoying themselves as a couple and doing coupley things and stuff like that. And so it's super sweet. So they're trying to figure that out, and Zuri isn't supposed to be busy right now. We know that. But Mace still has his job, and he's pretty busy, and they can't spend as much time together as they want to, but they still got to plan this wedding thing. So they're having some struggles already, but you can tell when just they look at each other that they're totally here for it. So I am anxious to see how this continues. So I will check in after a moment. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. I have finished chapter 11, so I did a couple chapters. There were some short ones there. So Zuri and Mace they interacted for the first time in public with one another since everything. They had some trouble with it. They did okay, though. But Zuri wants to spend more time with Mace, and Mace, of course, wants to spend more time with Zuri. And so she's going to invite him to go do some like taste testing, food prep stuff for this wedding that they're planning. And so it's going to mean that they're going to be doing stuff together in this group. And so the rumor mill is going to get started. And I'm very excited about that. Very excited for her sister Rena to, get curious about what's going on. I know it's taken me a bit to get through this book, but it is so good. Like, each chapter is so much fun. These characters are so real and hilarious. I just identify with Zuri more and more every page. It's crazy. It's like It's like Nina's living in my head or something. All right, so I will check in after another few chapters. I finished chapter 14, and Zuri and Mace did their food taste testing for the wedding, for the appetizers, entrees, the cake. And man, those appetizers, I am such a sucker for a salty snack, and those all sounded so good. So good. I got so hungry. Like, I'm gonna have to figure out how to make mac and cheese bites. I'm sure it's not that hard if you know how to make baked mac and cheese. I'm sure you can figure it out some. Anyway, that's a tangent we don't need to go into right now. But yeah, just the food talk in the 2 chapters I read was just too much. In a good way, of course. But as far as the relationship goes, the 2 of them are getting bolder about what they do out in public, which is great because that means they're going to get caught soon. At least I hope so. Fingers crossed. Does that make me bad? No, it doesn't make me the bad guy. But sometimes you wonder, like, what are they even hiding from? Like, I know they're both busy, but is the town really going to care that much if they're together? But it wouldn't be half as much fun if they weren't hiding things. So I will check in after another few chapters and let you know how much more fun we're having by then. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I've finished chapter... I spoke too soon on the last video. I've finished chapter 15 now. So we're getting some more on Mace here. It's been hinted at in the previous chapters that he comes from a family of lawyers, and they've got a family practice in Nevada. And he's intended to pass the bar exam, which he hasn't done yet, and then moving to Nevada to work with his family practice. But he's having some second thoughts now, especially now that things are going well with Zuri. At least we hope they're going well. But that was nice to fill out Mace a little more there. And then in chapter 15, Zuri and Rena are setting up a kind of fun event for Chloe and having kind of a girls' day thing. And Mace made a suggestion in a way to Zuri that they, to not get too spoilery, to move things along a little more, take a bigger leap, I guess. Zuri's thinking about it. I hope she doesn't think too long, is all I'm going to say. So I'm going to get back to it, and I will check in with you after the next chapter. I have finished chapter 16. The wedding plans have been going pretty good. Things have been pretty smooth so far, so thumbs up for that, and let's knock on wood that things go well there. But more important news is that Zuri and Mace are going to get an opportunity to spend a little more time together, and I'm here for it. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get to it. So that's warming up, or at the end of the chapter, she agreed that that'd be a good idea. So obviously I'm very anxious to move forward. So I guess that'll just be a brief check-in on the short chapter that I read, and I will check in again soon. All right, this is going to be another really quick one. I finished chapter 17, and we've heard about this Anna lady who runs the town online newspaper. So it's essentially just a gossip blog, which is an essential part of any kind of small town, cozy mystery romance, whatever you want to do, because it's just wonderful to have that whole, that element of the gossip in there, that it's, people read about themselves. Oh, it's wonderful. Anyway, Anna is the runner of the town gossip sheet, I guess. I forgot the name of the actual newspaper. I'm sorry. Sorry. I was probably explaining too much there. I had to cut it out. Okay, so Anna is essentially causing trouble. She's putting Zuri, Tristan, and Mace in a very tough spot. She's got all the cards right now at the end of chapter 17. Something drastic is going to have to happen, and I can't wait. And honestly, this Anna person is my new favorite person, because anyone that brings that kind of complication to these types of stories, love it. Absolutely love it. I'm going to anxiously devour chapter 18, and I will check in after that. Good morning, everyone. I finished chapter 18. Tristan, Zuri's cousin, got a bit of a reveal. So the story has kind of transitioned into fake relationship now, or secret fake relationship. Does that work? I'm going to make it work. So Mace and Zuri are the ones that are going to have to pretend to be getting married now, which is going to be adorable as all get out. And it was like a super, super cute like moment when Tristan put it together. He kind of you see the gears in his head turning, which was just fabulous. I love moments like that. I don't have much of the book left, so I am actually going to try and finish it today. I don't have much work, or the work I have I can push off till tomorrow. Shh. So I'm going to try and finish it today because I have already kind of dragged this one out, work stuff and everything, but I'd really like to finish it up because it is a wonderful, wonderful story, and I absolutely love these characters. Like I said, I feel like Zuri and I are connected at the soul at some level, and it's wonderful when you can identify with the character that much. So it's great. So I'm going to keep going, and I will check in when I check in. So I don't know if I'll do it every chapter from here on out. You know how I get at the end of the book. Sometimes I just go crazy. So I will check in later. I have finished chapter 20, and we just spent the weekend with Zuri and Mace away on their own, just each other, and it was beautiful. It was wonderful. It was a little too wonderful because now they have to go back to Bolin and face reality and pretend to be engaged, which I think it might not be pretend for very long. That's just a secret between you and me. Anyway, I won't give away too much about the weekend because I'm actually not going to give away anything. That's for you guys to discover on your own, but I will just say it was fabulous and I wish I was there. I kind of was there as a fly on the wall, but it would have been nice to actually be there. So now we're going to get back to the small town, and we're going to see what all the gossip is up to and how far it's gotten, and we'll see what people think of Zuri and Mace having gotten away for the weekend. So I will check in later. So I finished chapter 22, and we ran into some conflict. It's tricky because communication is a wonderful thing that it goes such a long way with so little effort, though it is very hard to do sometimes. In reality and in romance books, and of course it has a function in romance books, which is perfectly fine, but still, I let it get to me because I just love to let these things get to me. So I'm totally stressing out right now, worried about what Zuri's gonna do, then worried about how Mace is gonna follow up with it, and there's enough book left that this could be messy for a while. So I'm buckling in. I'm checking the airbags. We're taking all the precaution we can, and that's about all I can say right now. So I will have to check in after another few chapters and let you know how things go. All right, everyone, I've finished chapter 25. So a few things have happened in the past few chapters. Someone from Zuri's past showed up out of nowhere, but I think it was a good thing. I think it maybe gave her something to think about. And then Mace had a visit with his family. And that was good too, because they didn't quite understand the situation. They still don't, but they have a glimpse into it, which is good because they should understand that, because they were putting all the wrong kind of pressure on Mace. But that's all I can say. That's all I can say there. So I am very close to finishing this. I don't know how many times I'm going to check in from here on out before the end, but I will see you when I see you next time. All right, everyone, I have finished The Cowgirl Surprise Match by Nina Crespo. It was absolutely wonderful. It took me a little longer to read than normal. I had busy time, stuff like that. But I don't want anyone to think that had anything to do with the quality of the book. This book was fantastic. The characters were all so relatable. They all felt so real. And that was what carried this book, is the characters were so genuine. The way they resolved situations seemed more realistic to a real world situation. There was never, well, I can't spoil that, but it doesn't have some of the same ending elements that you would expect sometimes in these books, but it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. And I just want to thank Nina Crespo for writing such a wonderful book. And I know I need to go back and read the backlist of this series. I need Rena and Tristan's story, definitely. So I will be getting to those for sure. I also know that I think the next book in this series is coming out very, very soon. So that's exciting as well. My special edition collection is going to be very large here soon. As you can see, it's It's right there. It's just a little bit of the shelf right now, but that's going to blow up here soon. As usual, I want to thank Nina Crespo for writing such a wonderful book. I want to thank Harlequin for putting out such a wonderful book. And I want to thank all of you for tagging along for my category journey. And remember that it's your journey too. And keep an eye out for the next book that will be coming soon. Take care, everyone, and enjoy your reading journey.